Hey, I'm Doug. Welcome to Backcountry Pilgrim, a channel all about hiking, camping, backpacking, and the gear that goes with it. A little while back, I did a video called In Defense of Expensive Gear, and in this video, I'm going to do something more like In Defense of Budget Gear, specifically the Ushare line of products. Now, when I invest in hiking and camping gear, I try to get the best that I can afford, because these are things that are going to make me more comfortable, possibly even save my life, but there is a place for budget gear in your kit. If you're a beginner, budget gear is a good way to get started and find out what you like before dumping a lot of money into something, but even if you're not a beginner, budget gear still has its place. If nothing else, you might need something for a backup one day, but it also might be something you just want to keep in your car for emergencies, or keep in your gear storage for a loaner in case you want to go out on the trail with someone that doesn't have their own stuff. So when Ushare reached out to me and asked me to have a look at their product line, I said, sure, I am willing to review pretty much anything that looks like it has some hope of being decent. And so I had them send me the three major components of their hiking clothing line: a pair of pants, a rain jacket, and an insulated coat. Now, while I was waiting for the gear to arrive in the mail, I poked around their website and I noticed something a little odd, and that is that many of the categories of items that they have listed in their menu simply don't exist on the website. So there are a lot of placeholders for future gear, I'm assuming, but in the meantime, they basically have these particular pieces, so I had them send me all three because I wanted to check out kind of a budget clothing line specifically for winter hiking. The pants they sent me are the Viburnum mountaineering pants. These pants are 96% polyester and 4% elastane. They are heat seam sealed, and they have a 15,000 millimeter water resistance rating. The fit was very comfortable. It's got a 2-button snap with Velcro and a zipper. On the sides, you have a built-in Velcro adjustment strap, and because these are made of stretchy material, they conform really well to the body. Having a look inside, I noticed that there is a mesh inner, and this is great. It's kind of like a rain jacket's inner mesh that basically just keeps your skin from coming in direct contact with the outer layer of the pants, and that will help transfer any sweat out to the outer layer of material and get it off of your skin. At the bottom of each pant leg, the mesh gives way to a solid polyester section, which is going to help keep you drier down around the boot area, and it's also tougher. And while I have the leg inside out, notice this cool little hook right here. This allows the pants to be attached to the front shoestrings of your boot or shoe, and that's going to keep these pants from riding up if you're going through snow, dirt, mud, plants, whatever. It's going to keep this where it belongs. It's kind of like having a gaiter built into your pants. On the front of the pants is a single, fairly shallow pocket with a zipper, as well as a pant leg that is actually fairly deep. While on the left leg, you have a kind of diagonal inner pocket. On the right leg, you have a more horizontal pouch-type pocket. There are no pockets on the back. Belt loops are nice and wide, so if you need something in addition to all of the security that the pants have, you got it. Now, as far as build quality, I didn't notice any major problems. The stitching looks good. There weren't a lot of stray threads. As far as performance goes, the pants pretty much did what I expected them to do. I have taken these hiking, I have taken them climbing, both indoor and outdoor, haven't had any issues whatsoever. The one thing that I personally noticed is that they were very warm. Now, I am a pretty hot hiker, and I was actually testing this winter gear out in the spring and summer, so that was a little bit difficult to gauge, but I could tell as soon as I put these on that these were not going to be super breathable. They are fairly water resistant. Definitely not waterproof, especially where the zippers are, but water beat it up nicely on the outside of the pants, and unless they were subjected to a direct stream of water like in a shower or a hose, they did manage to keep the water at bay for a period of time. Coming in at 17 ounces, the pants are a bit heavier than what I am used to, and they are also a bit less breathable and more warm than what I am used to. However, I think in the winter, in extreme cold, these would do fairly well. For what you're getting, I do feel like the pants are a bit expensive. They run $100. And that puts them at a price point that is higher than the OR Feroce, the Columbia Silver Ridge, Patagonia Quandaries, and even the Prana Zions. Usually with hiking gear, you're trying to balance three major properties: the price, the weight, and the durability. Typically, you only get two of those, in your favor. Now, I have not been able to check the durability of any of this gear because I simply haven't had it long enough. All I've been able to do is look at the build quality and try to make an educated guess. I would say that these pants are pretty durable. I've put them through enough that if they were really weak, it would have shown up already. When it comes to weight, I think these are pretty decent for heavier duty pants. However, when it comes to the price, I'm not sure they can justify the $100 price point. Next, let's look at Ushare's waterproof jacket. This jacket is a recyclable 240T polyester with a 10,000 millimeter waterproof rating. Both the zippers and the materials are claimed to be rain-proof, but they're also called water-resistant. As I will explain, I would put this more in the latter category. It is heat seam sealed to keep the water from getting through the seams. Once again, this piece of clothing is fairly heavy. I measured this jacket at 17.5 ounces. The jacket's hood is adjustable on the front and the back. I found it to be very form-fitting. The top comes right up to your chin, and so you have an articulated hood where you can actually look around and still see what you're looking at instead of turning your head and looking into the hood itself. The main zipper is not a waterproof zipper, but it does have an inner piece of material to help out there. One thing I did find odd with this jacket is that the zipper is on the left side. Men's clothing especially, the zipper is usually on the right side. The interior does not have any mesh or anything, it's just kind of a different color material than the front. There are no interior pockets, the only pockets are on the outside, where on the sides you have exactly what you would expect, two fairly spacious zippered pockets on either side, and one chest pocket that is one of the more interesting features of this jacket. So you can see this is a waterproof zipper, and here is the chest pocket. Not super wide, but I can get almost half of my arm in here. This pocket actually goes all the way down to the corner seam under the armpit. Putting small things in this pocket, therefore, would not be recommended because it will end up so far away that it will be very difficult to reach. You have a Velcro cuff that seals it onto your wrist. There are no pit zips on this jacket. It's got a nice long back, so the coverage on this jacket is very good. But of course, what we really want to know about a rain jacket is whether or not it is waterproof. Now again, I'm testing this gear out in California in the late spring and throughout the summer, so I didn't have any rain to take it in, but I was able to simulate rain by taking this in the shower with me and spending a few minutes spinning around and letting a heavy torrent of water fall on the jacket. The results on this jacket were somewhat mixed. Overall, I stayed dry. The water beat it up, it ran off, it performed exactly like a rain jacket should. The disappointing part was this front pocket. Even with the waterproof zipper and the water-resistant material, a lot of water came through. In fact, there was actually a pool of water down in the corner where the pocket ended. And if I had had anything in there, it would have been going for a swim. So while I liked the fit and I liked the comfort of the jacket and it definitely kept the water off of me, I would be very hesitant to keep anything valuable that could be destroyed by water in any of the pockets because the water is going to be able to get in. Now this jacket is reasonably priced for a budget rain jacket. I would compare it to maybe the Marmot Precip, which comes in at about $110, but weighs quite a bit less, coming in at about 10 ounces, I think. Once again, this is a pretty warm jacket. Without the pit zips or any kind of venting and the material that is used and no mesh inner, this is something that I personally would get very hot and sweaty in very quickly, but which might make a very good outer layer in the cold of winter. And speaking of the cold of winter, let's look at Ushare's insulated coat. This is actually called the Odyssey Insulated Jacket. Personally, I just think of it as a coat. This is made of a water-resistant ripstop polyester, and it is stuffed with a Thermalite synthetic insulation. Now, the first thing I notice about this coat is that, similar to the other gear, it is quite heavy. This coat in an extra large weighs in at 33 ounces. It is 2 pounds of coat, so I don't think this is something I'm going to be tossing in my backpack anytime soon. However, if I'm sitting around campfire, car camping, or I'm going to be out in extreme cold, this might do the job. Once again, as I've said, I am testing this in California in the late spring and summer, so I have not been able to take this out into extreme cold yet. However, I did put this on with a pair of shorts and get inside a sub-freezing food freezer for several minutes to see how it felt, and it performed just fine. As my legs and hands and face got colder and colder and colder, I felt completely fine inside the coat. Now, feature-wise, this coat is very basic. You've got a non-adjustable hood that fit me just fine, but may cause somebody problems if their head isn't the same shape. You've got a non-waterproof zipper, also built like the jacket on the left side instead of the right. You've got two fairly deep, nicely insulated pockets on either side, but nothing on the inside. There is a bottom adjustment through this cordage and toggle, and you do have a nice soft inner layer. Now, probably the best thing about the insulated jacket or coat is its price point. This comes in at $90, which puts it well within the range of a good budget outdoor coat. I would say that as far as the three pieces of Ushare that I have looked at, the coat represents a very good value. It's right in line with where it should be, and it performed very well. So there you have some budget hiking clothing options from Ushare. If you want to check them out in more detail, links are in the description below. Tell me in the comments what you use for budget gear. I'm always interested in seeing what else other people have found to be very good. I hope that this video has helped you out. If it has, give it a like, subscribe, click the bell if you want to be notified the next time videos drop. And until next time, I'm Doug, and as always, thanks for watching.